Dr. Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
You're putting me on.
No, it's pronounced Frankenstein.
Hello and welcome out to this week's episode of the Gamers Council. I'm your host, WEBDAVE, along with my co-host, Hargeet Chani. Hargeet, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. We had a double header for me yesterday, and so we were on in the afternoon and had King David before they're heading out for Tokyo Game Show.
It was awesome.
Here we are to talk about more fun stuff.
Back again. Got more topics and an amazing assortment of panel members tonight. I love it. We have, of course, returning guest, and we love having him on, Mr. Pixelbit G. Pixelbit, sir, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, gentlemen. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing great. We're. Oh man, if I was any better, I'd be a new state. But anyway. I'm telling you, it's good times. And of course, we're joined by the one and only Corkenstein. Or is it Corkenstein? Oh, hey, Cork.
Howdy. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Welcome out, everyone, in the chat and everything. So guys, thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate you. And we do. There is the show from yesterday is up from yesterday. If you want to check that out. We had a little bit of audio here and there a couple of times because he was driving back and did have a couple of dropouts. But I think we covered it quite well, and we still got a lot of good content yesterday from Hargeet and from King David. So it was a really good show. So check that out. It's there now on the YouTube channel, and it'll be up on audio as soon as I get done with this show. And remember to load it because I didn't have time yesterday. But we'll be going up to, along with this show, will be an audio version if you're listening later on your audio. There you go. So iTunes, iHeartRadio. Damn, just about everywhere. That's all I'm saying. But guys, let me turn the chat on here. So we got that showing up on the screen. There we go. Guys, welcome out one and all. Let's go around the horn real quick and kind of get what you're playing kind of thing. Because I know sometimes we get to that and sometimes we don't. I know we got a lot of good topics tonight, but I'm curious. Pixelbit. So what games are you playing, or what shows are you watching? What's got your interest right now?
In terms of shows, I've been watching this show with Jason Momoa because it's called I think it's like something of war, where he's like this Hawaiian warlord or whatever. He's that's actually been pretty good. So I've been taking up a lot of time watching that. In terms of games, I'm playing Warhammer. Hold on, it has taken my life. Rogue Trader. I've been playing a lot of Rogue Trader, probably a little too much Rogue Trader at this point. Nice. As well as working my way through Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So for folks who like a good RPG turn-based action with really wild story, that Rogue Trader is something special. It is
good
something special. So yeah, those are when I find time. Those are the games that I'm digging into right now.
I'm with you. I know that once we're done with the show tonight, I'm really tempted to jump back and do some Helldivers too, maybe. Oh well, we shall
Nice.
see. We shall see.
Nice.
We shall see. Corkenstein, buddy, what are you playing and what are you watching? What's got your interest right now, sir?
So I jumped in it's a little play test that's going on right now called the Lift Supernatural Handyman Simulator.
Cool.
It's actually a really cool, like the graphics on it or like the way that they have it, it's like post era, like Soviet almost, like sci-fi ish, and it's like house flipper gameplay where you like have to repair like this space station, and then with like a storyline of like Firewatch. It's really, really cool. From what I played,
cool.
yeah, it's cool. They got a play test going on right now. Yeah, so if you guys can, it's on Steam. I think it would be great on console eventually. So yeah, hopefully that does come there. What else have I been playing? There was actually a social game I was really excited for, but the demo kind of was like, I think I'll give it a chance. It's called Roadside Research. And basically you and 3 other friends are aliens running a gas station, and you have to collect like info on humans without getting caught. But then you also have to do like, filling up people's gas or run the convenience store. So it's like this really weird, like social kind of gameplay that could lead to some really fun stuff. And then the last thing I've been playing is just Borderlands 4. I'm almost done with it, at least the storyline. I just hit level 40. So yeah, I'm almost there, but yeah, that's pretty much that's all I've been playing.
That sounds pretty cool to me.
Both sides sounds crazy. That sounds interesting. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Hargeet, sir, what are you up to?
Mostly it's been Helldivers and Borderlands, so I've been playing a bit of both. That's basically it.
Well, I mean, is there time for much else? I tell you, I got some good friends that really, really want me to play Borderlands, and I'm so tempted to buy it. I just know that it's going to be on sale eventually. And I know I just hauled it out a little bit, but they're already like, level 14 and 20, and they're just like, oh, this is grab. Because we used to play. That's how I really met them. Was Borderlands 1 was when we became friends on that and stuff, and it was like, then we played 2 and then 3.
Sometimes it's just worth it.
Yeah, is it?
Because it's a co-op game to have fun with your friends.
Yes, right.
Sometimes it's just worth it.
So what you're saying is I need to get it. That's what I'm hearing from you.
I got it because other people were enjoying it and they were all playing in parties with me. And I'm like, why am I not playing this game? I'm just going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you.
The FOMO.
Yeah.
It's not even FOMO. It's more like I want to be playing with them. And that's
right.
Because they'll have moved on by the time I buy it on sale.
It'll be too late. Your friends will all be gone.
Hey, if they're playing now, I need to play with them. And that was really it. Like I absolutely can wait on games. But it's like I don't want to miss the moment of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're saying your audio is
pretty
low,
cool.
Hargeet. Chat is saying you're low, Hargeet.
Am I low?
You sound fine to me.
Bump it up if.
Yeah, you sound fine to me too.
Let me turn it up a little bit if you want to.
I can do that.
We need more cowbell.
Hey.
So like for me, I've been came to Game Pass. Is the Deep Rock?
Okay, how's that? Hopefully,
much better. Oh yeah, much better.
Yeah, for some reason it had turned on that automatic mic adjustment.
Oh, I hate that thing. Yeah, I turned that thing off too because it can lead to some foul play. But Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, it just came to Game Pass. Been checking that out. I played the demo for Sonic Racing. I really like that. We might have to talk a little more about that in a little bit. Just saying. The herding game. It was on Game Pass. I played it 10-15 minutes. I was like, I bought it. And I was like, I like this. I don't care how short it is. I like it. So I just went and bought it. I like that. And then the Helldivers too. Been playing that one. A few other little things here and there, but some things we can't talk about, but we will be able to eventually. But anyway, alrighty then. So yeah, let's let me change that off there. Hargeet, the list of topics, and they are many, many, many things we can go over, all different directions. We're gonna keep this fun, positive, non-toxic. What? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, We'll have fun. But there's so much good stuff to talk about. So much
So
salt
why
and
don't we get the
slander.
toxic ones out of the way?
Hmm.
The first one is the biggest annoying one, which is the console price increase for Xbox. Let's just get that out of the way.
Ow, hurts. Wait, there was a price increase? Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, well, Hargate, do you want to lead that one off? I'll let you.
Yes, and another annoying step of absolute stupidity. Sorry, I shouldn't really say that.
No.
I mean,
Xbox
you're
has
not wrong.
decided twice within the same year that they're going to increase the prices of their consoles. So the Series S, which started at $300, went to $380. Now it's going to be $400. The Series X, the one that was $500 at launch, it went to $600. Now it's going to be $650. And now the digital, which launched at, I think I want to say it was $450. It went to $550. Is now going to be $600. And then the 2 terabyte, which started at $600, I think it was $599 at launch, became $730 of ripoff. And then now it's an $800 ripoff. So
You're not wrong.
Yeah, so they basically just said the usual, macroeconomic, blah, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, we just need to get more money out of you. And you will
Macroeconomics, and we think you're an idiot. So here we go.
Yeah.
Hargate, I feel like you're holding back.
Look, there's plenty of things I could say about the macroeconomic world, which I did. Went over a bunch of that, like both King and I did yesterday. Not much has changed there. However, I just still disagree with this whole thing. I think this is stupid. So I will hold back. You guys talk about it since I already have. I don't know who wants to go first.
We'll start off at the top there. Pixelbit G, what are your thoughts about this? Is this madness or is there a reason behind it?
It's genius. It's a company that literally does not want to sell hardware. That's why you do shit like this.
Wow.
This is a console, and I mean, y'all heard me say it before, so be mad. I don't care. At the end of the day, this is a console that came out. Are we 5 years into the cycle now?
Yep.
Okay, so we're talking 5 years.
Pretty much like a month and a half away from it. Like it'll be 5 years.
5-year-old hardware that was developed 2 years before that. Right, this shit is like 7 years old in terms of actual specifications. And they're like, yeah, we're going to just keep raising the price on the console that nobody's buying to date. So, I think, part of it is Microsoft, one, doesn't want to be in the space, and they're not willing to take losses on their hardware anymore, right? You will pay market value for whatever this crap is. And because they made no revisions to this hardware, this is what you get. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I just, their new reality isn't them making hardware as far as I'm concerned. And this is just another lay-on of that. Not saying they won't produce some hardware, saying that Microsoft, as a producer of hardware, is no longer didn't care to be in that space. And they're no longer willing to take losses on that shit. So, expect what they put out to cost money. They don't care. You buy it, you don't buy it, doesn't matter. Their games are everywhere. So that's their stance. And that's crazy to me, but okay. I won't be buying it. I'm sorry. Anybody buying any of these consoles at this price are crazy. It's just too much. It's way too much. And the consoles are way too old. And they're all guilty of this, but multiple upcharges in a single year, you can't blame tariffs, man. That's just nonsense. So, yeah. There you go.
I agree with all of that you said, because how can you disagree? I mean, it's just and it's all different directions, all different things. So Corkenstein, your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be a reason why they're not going to do this just because. I don't think it's because they just want to get out of the hardware space. There has to be a reason behind a lot of the stuff that they do. You don't become $1 trillion company by pricing your own self out of an ecosystem.
And yet they are.
And I think the reason why, I mean, I've heard different things. I think because with the tariffs and stuff, I think it excludes or like, I guess the reduction that they were going to do for China, I heard excludes, I need to do more research on it, but it excludes consoles or like the video
No.
game hardware and stuff like that is what I heard.
I don't think it does. It specifically doesn't include exclusions for consoles, but it does for PCs. So unfortunately, the consoles don't get that yet.
Yeah.
So they're kind of
yeah,
but
or something like that. But yeah, so they're paying more to produce now, things like that. So there's could be a wide range of reasons. I mean, if we really wanted to kind of go, with tinfoil hat,
Yes.
maybe when the ROG Ally comes out at $799, people are
You
going to
won't feel
look
so bad.
at, yeah, people are going to look at,
It was bad.
I could get a portable now instead of buying a console, and I could take this anywhere with me
That's
after all
hilarious,
for the
right?
same price. But I mean, who knows? Because like I said, people are already playing where they're at. If people want to buy into these consoles, they can. I mean, they're not really a loss leader, so it doesn't make sense why they would raise them without a reason behind it. So you never know, what it is. Like I said, they're making moves, and we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, people have already we already know the console's a little too old now for people to buy into it. Right now, it's going to be the handheld that's going to be taking over for the next year or two. And then we'll see, when the next gen console rumored to come out next year. So we'll see what that does. Maybe they're just trying to get people, who are still on the 360, the Xbox One to kind of move up when the new console hits next year. So maybe there's, we'll see what happens. But, there's multiple reasons. None of us really know why. And we'll see how it plays out for them, at least for coming up with the new hardware coming out, if it was a wise move to kind of raise them now so people can buy later.
Yeah, I agree. Hargeet, did you have more thoughts on that now that the other members have gone?
Yeah, I mean, so some other potential things that could have happened in the interim, and again, I don't care, this is all baloney to me, but is that the sales volumes are too low for their original pricing model, which they might have had with TSMC or whoever else is making their APUs. And because they're not meeting those targets, they might have had to renegotiate, and unfortunately it's more expensive for them. That's a possibility. Again, not my problem. That's just a ridiculousness of their own doing. So that's quite crazy that you have to pay more. But those kind of things they should have factored in ahead of time. They have a partnership with all of these companies. It's Microsoft, not like some no-name third-party little dinky company. This is something they could go work out. I don't like so. If it's not something they can work out, now look, Corkenstein, to your point, what if it's like, okay, you know what? If you take the hit here, we'll make a better deal for you on the ROG. It's like, okay, but how much is the ROG going to sell versus a Series S or X? I don't know. And they're also potentially, we have rumors of potential new stuff coming next year as a next gen. Okay, fine. That's another possibility. Maybe they're working that out and saying, well, you're going to have to take the hit on this. Again, all sorts of, potential options, but I don't care. Ultimately, from a consumer perspective, sucktacular.
Yeah, not my problem, right?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that's that's an interesting take, because you just there has to be a reason, and I don't think we're gonna know what that is anytime soon. I just don't think that's
but I mean, inside baseball comes out sometime, right? We'll probably hear about it like 10, 15 years from now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it could simply just be a part of the market, right? But again, right, if your goal is to sell hardware, right, you have to find a way to reduce costs, not raise them, even in a bad market where it's hard to get stuff in. So, reason or not, right, the end result should still be the same. Less sales.
Yeah. Agreed. Interesting.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, could there be some other reasons behind it? Is it tariffs? It just doesn't feel like it. When you
use it as an excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when you
talk
to like
that, are they going to reduce the cost? Probably not.
Exactly.
So
yeah. Was it like Tim from Apple? They were talking to him, and people were like, coming in like, oh, the tariffs going to affect you. And he's like, no, they're not affecting us at all. And they're like, Like, what? I was like,
Oh.
nope, not affecting us one bit. And it's like, and you know all their stuff's coming from China right now because the new factories aren't built yet. They're building a bunch of them, but it's not built yet. So it's kind of weird as to, what's there's something behind it. And maybe it is the some people say cushioning, they're conditioning your clientele to be ready for, for the price of the new ones. I don't know.
That has much more of a potential, like, for being the answer, because you can kind of tell, and we'll get into the rumors again, right? We already have had rumors of what Magnus looks like, but it's not going to potentially be $300. It's going to be pretty pricey.
Yeah,
so
it's not going to be $500 either.
So they're just getting you warmed up to what's coming.
Ouch! Exactly.
Put the fireplace on, get your booty posted.
Exactly. Okay, I think we do have one super chat in there. We can do that real quick.
Sure. We have Tay Reezy, $2. Ah, boy. Bram Stoker's Stroke Hour. Let's go.
What?
Oh my gosh. What is that?
Thanks, Tay Reezy. Yeah. So
Appreciate it,
yeah, that's never gonna.
So if you don't know Pixelbit,
inside, that's inside stuff. Okay.
Dave was complimenting Epic Treasure on reading Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
I know what I know
said,
the book, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and but misspoke and said Bram Stoker's Dracula. And since then, there's been an ongoing.
Good job, Dave.
Thanks a lot. But if you do get a chance to listen to Epic Treasure, her channel is amazing. She does some great content over there, and she does do some audio reads, which are really good. I still think she ought to read your book, Hargeet. I'm just saying. So she does a really good job. ASMR much? Just kidding.
I was gonna say Bram Stoker does come into the chat every now and then as well. Makes his little celebrity appearance.
Good old Farq. Yeah. our buddy Farq. And he's got some great images and stuff he's created for that too. Like me with hair, that's really good. Anyway. All right. Oh, as I digress. Okay, so but yeah. So Hargeet, I guess we kind of and also welcome out to the over 130 people watching us live right now. Thank you all so much. We have over like 112, 113, 14 keeps going up on YouTube, and we have 20 people listening to us, watching us on X. Thank you all so much. I didn't put it on Twitch this time because we've only been getting an average of one person. So I think I'm going to quit doing that because, why waste the bandwidth? Just saying. Unless, something better comes along. But yeah, we'll do that. But anyway, so yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Are we good with this topic? I don't know if we want to move to the next
I think so. And did you want to go ahead and go to the...
I think the next one, let's just do the Borderlands 4 on PS5 Pro, because let's just stick with the toxic stars.
Oh, we can do that. Sure. And then we'll come back with the to the next gen leak talk. But let's go ahead and do Borderlands. Let's just start that one off.
Do you have anything queued up for it? But I can kind of talk through it. I don't know if you have anything that we can actually show, but essentially, Borderlands 4 is performing pretty poorly on the PS5 Pro in comparison to the other platforms, including PS5. Again, like the standard that we always see is it's forcing that the PSSR or PISR to be utilized, and unfortunately, that causes games to have issues because there's a lot of work that goes into making that work when it's new. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, and there's really just not a lot of incentive for publishers to do the work. And since PlayStation has been pushing that you have to use it on the PS5 Pro, it's causing more issues. If they just left it and said, you know what, you can just toggle it back to PS5 mode on your PS5 Pro, you'd actually have better performance because it would just use the raw grunt and do a better job. But no, they force that, and unfortunately, it's just not really living up to standard. And the reason they don't have incentive to do it is PlayStation themselves have given up on Pisser, and they said they're going to go to FSR4 anyway. It's like, okay, well then if you're doing that, who the heck cares? Why am I going to wait? I wouldn't waste time. Why do it? It's like the small sliver percent of people who are going to give a damn on a small percent of the PS5, install base that bought the Pro. Who cares? Just let it go and let people play the game. And when it comes to FSR4 and they do the work to actually make FSR4 work, right, on PC, they can hopefully port that over to PS5 Pro and just take advantage of it. The downside, by the time they do all that, the PS6 might be out. Those who bought the PS5 Pro are very likely to also buy the PS6 because they're going to be enthusiasts. So they basically bought a lemon. So, and that's sad. I shouldn't.
They should have known that based on
is
the specifications of it. But hey,
yeah, but it is what it is, right? This is unfortunately like their choice. They went down this path, and I don't know why they needed to do this, but like I'm sure there are egotistical reasons as to why they needed to create Pisser. But I would have just waited. Like Microsoft decided we're just going to go with the standard that AMD has. I love it, Paris.
That's what I'm laughing at. I just read it.
It's a welfare pass. I love it.
Yeah, he almost got me. I didn't see it was Paris. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's great. And shout out to Paris. I met him last week. In New York. They were all there for an event. Just leave it at that. But anyway, so it's a little disappointing for those who might have this box, but hey, this is the way it is. For some reason, PlayStation decided they want to create Pisser and then abandon it. Okay, good deal. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure eventually PS5 Pro will iron all this out, right? Developers and publishers will start utilizing better capabilities, and hopefully they can even just have a toggle that says use PS5 mode. And it'll actually work better. But it's just a slate of them. You just keep seeing it. Again, it's all Pisser. It is what it is. This is kind of unfortunately the way it works. So, no, it's sad, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. And Harry, Bruno brought up on the screen, there is a few, I guess, stories tying into kind of the Borderlands thing that
ongoing issue, right?
Exactly, it is something that's been ongoing, and like you said, the Pisser is pretty much their that's their suspect. Go ahead and read Paris's comment there real quick before we go on.
Paris being nice and happy and fun. PS5 Pro is better than your $1,500 sucks box. Get a PS5 Pro and cancel welfare pass.
Goodness.
I love it.
And for those people that go after Paris later, this is called sarcasm.
Yes.
Learn it.
If you don't know that, right?
He's having a lot of fun.
He is having fun, and that's and then we enjoy it. We like to have fun here. That's for
While
sure.
we're at it.
Yes.
The broke boy, $2. Does Xbox provide any KY with this?
Wow.
Nice.
No.
No,
price
KY
hike,
not included.
the price
You have
hike.
to buy it yourself.
Weird.
The price hike announcement came out with that with the Ice Cube song "No Vaseline." So
Yeah.
it was released with that song as the soundtrack for it. Enjoy.
Yeah, and we all know they put it out the week before TGS because they'll then get all the news. Hopefully that'll be good from TGS to sort of kill that news cycle. But anyways, then we got WebDave gifting 5 WebDave memberships.
Hey, there you go.
And then P-Lump, $2. Stop everything. Play my damn theme song.
P-Lump wants to hear his song, so I guess we'll play it for him real quick since he gave us some money for it. Here we go, P-Lump. Here's your theme song, buddy.
They see me rolling. Watch him rolling. Watch him go. Watch him rolling. Watch him go. He be rolling down the street. He be rolling to the beat.
Oh yeah, there you go, P-Lump. Enjoy, sir. Enjoy.
DJ WebDave.
Well, so it makes a little. Anyway, all righty then. But yeah, so all right, so guys, let's go around the horn. Cork, let's go to you first on this, and then we'll work our way up to Pixel Bit G. So Cork, what are your thoughts about the Pisser technology and this the overwhelmingly saltiness that I guess the PlayStation pony boys have to swallow the salt, that the Borderlands actually is better quality, better everything on the Xbox than it is on the PlayStation Pro. What? How's that possible? What are you thinking, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this since early last year, late 2 years ago. When they first announced the PS Pro and this pisser technology, it never made sense to me, because like you're now asking devs, when at a time too, remember, this is when crazy layoffs were happening, even more so than they are now. You're asking devs to spend more money to go back, and when they could have just done parity between all the consoles, the current gen consoles, you're now asking them to spend more money to go back and utilize this technology and optimize your game under a special build just to utilize this tech. And it just never made sense to me. I called it a long time ago that devs aren't going to do this. This is why devs don't use like 90% of the features that the Pro control or that the PS5 controller has, other than first party, and even some of the first party don't fully utilize it. Devs don't want to spend more time having to make special optimizations, for their game in a time where they're already paying, their budgets are already ballooned, up the wazoo. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And this is the result of that. You're going to see a lot of devs that are going to be struggling to optimize it, utilizing this pisser technology. And I mean, honestly, what is PS5 Pro enhanced? They never really gave a clarification of what that is. Is it 5 frames extra now per second? Is your game now PS5 Pro enhanced because it gave you an extra 5 frames per second? What is that what is that specification? They don't have one, and everything kind of does it differently. It's just it was a waste of money, and I get it. They're trying to use buzzwords and create this crazy kind of talk of what it's going to do. I mean, people were saying it's going to have a 4090 in it and stuff like that. I mean, even on my 4090, my PC kind of it runs Borderlands 4 fine. It brute forces a lot of it, but even still, Borderlands 4 just it's very unoptimized all around, in my opinion. But still, like I said, now you got to make a special SKU. It's just messy, and that's been PlayStation this whole generation, is just messy with everything they've done. Everything they've tried to do has just fell 100% flat, and it just seems all more for like buzzworthy and rather than what gamers actually need or what they actually want.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like eating a glizzy with the white gloves on. But all right then. So what was that? Oh my goodness! Got quick shout out to Mav from Fun Speculation is in the chat. Welcome, sir. It's so awesome to have you here, as well as Fonz Gaming, the one and only, the wise one. Got to meet him in person in LA, and dude, that man is so fucking cool. That's all I'm saying. Fonz is amazing and puts on such a great show. Him and Hargeet every Saturday. You guys need to check that out. What are you doing? Live your life right. Come on now. All right. So Pixelbit G, please tell us your thoughts on this. What could be going on? What is it?
I mean, I think Hargeet and Corkenstein laid it out, exactly what's happening with it. I mean, it's these console makers they keep making this mistake about this bespoke technology that they're adding, right? It is a little surprising that this isn't getting more support from developers personally, but it may just not be. It just may not be up to scale, right? It just isn't as good as they claimed it is. And we've seen that, right? Even in the situation that they've used it for their games, we've seen it get worse performance in the PS5, right? So, it's just one of those things, right? I don't know. I wouldn't personally make a big deal of it, but I mean, hopefully, there's not too many people who purchase that hardware who are feeling the burn on this, and they really just needed to give them the option to stop using it. For Def Leppard, velocity architecture is not a buzzword, right? Regardless if it's used or not, the technology isn't a buzzword, and some of it is even being used by Sony in some of their games on PC. So let's not compare the same thing, right? But by the same token, right? Microsoft now has their own version of a upscaler that's going to be coming with this NPU, and we'll see what happens with that and what the support is, right? I think with these kind of things, what they need to do as the provider of these technologies is they need to make it where it turns on by itself, right?
Mhm.
And it does the work for the developers if you want to get around situations where they have to code for it directly, right? The one thing that AMD did right with their upscaling technology is they made it so easy for people to integrate with it, right? That non-developers were adding it to packages before developers actually were, right? Because it's easy to build. And I'm not sure how hard it is to integrate this technology into PlayStation games, but maybe it may be just a little too complicated, right? So, we'll see if they decide to walk away from it, but it's a bad deal for people who purchased it.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like a hard, bitter pill to swallow. Sorry. All the money you had to put out.
On your $900 console, how much is the PS5 Pro? It's like $799.
I don't even know. Didn't they bump it up? I don't know what it is now. Is it $750?
Yeah,
Like that?
they raised the price like 2 months ago, which everybody seemed to have forgotten about as well. But yeah, I think it's like $900 or something, or $8. Yeah.
And then if you want the disk drive, that's like another $80 or $100 or something.
Exactly, it's another $80 on top of that.
But you get pisser technology.
Oh, well, it's a real pisser, apparently.
It should be piss you off technology.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. And let's see, Reforged said he bought 2 of them.
Better man than me.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I guess it's better than what's the quality guy's name? I can't remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? X Vault. I said it. I said the name. Don't say it 3 times. It'll show up like Candyman. but yeah. So X Vault, he bought 2 copies of Concord and didn't return them because he kept them because they're because they're so awesome and you can still play them. Alrighty then. But anyway, yes, indeed. All right. More members of the community have jumped in here with us tonight. It was so awesome. Chris from I love it. 1 hour, one decision, and that is 1H 1D, and we've interviewed him live. He's been on the show before. It's good to see you, sir. But yeah, it's man, there's so much crazy stuff going on. Oh, look, we have another new member.
Yeah, so OG TechBot became a member. Thank you.
That's right. Membership is only $1 if you want to join for yourself. And the reason we do that, we don't want to, we're not trying to, load up with the money or anything like that. I figure $1 is the lowest they let us do. But with that, right now we got like almost 30 emojis that you can use in your conversation on YouTube. Have a little fun with that. So if you think you want to do that, it's only $1. We appreciate you if you do, and if you don't, it's okay too. We do really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 4K. That would be amazing to get to 4K and subscriptions. Far cry from where we want to be, but you know what? Got to start somewhere, right? Got to keep on growing, keep on going, and that's exactly what we are going to be doing. And of course, hit the like button if you don't mind. As I think Dirt says it best, so I'll play it for you right now.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Oh yeah. There we go. So please hit the like button. That would be nice. I appreciate that. All right. So I guess we kind of. I guess you could tell my sarcastic comments that I just think it's kind of funny that all this talk and hype and then it's just not really living up to their expectations that they put out for us, as it were. Like you said, Hargeet, they've already abandoned the technology. Wow. So all those people spend all
that's just the new PSVR 2, huh?
Oh yeah. Yes. There's that too.
Yeah. Oops. All Alrighty then.
Kinda
Hargee,
sucks
where would
to
you like to
have
go
it.
with the topics next, sir?
Why don't we just continue with the bad stuff and get it out of the way? Goes to Yote.
Goes to Yote. How
Ah.
is this bad?
I think it's a good story because things have kind of turned around, which is awesome. But let's just kind of get that story out of the way.
All right, go for it. Go for it. I don't think I have it queued up anymore, but go ahead.
So, before any of the controversy that has happened because of the last couple of weeks,
Yes.
the pre-order sales numbers for Ghost of Yote were tracking to be the worst first-party game of the generation for PlayStation.
Wow.
Which is kind of surprising and alarming, because now you're talking it's competing with Ratchet and Clank and Returnal and Astrobot, which I mean those did nothing. If you're talking first party, maybe that includes other games like Destruction All Stars, which were considered first party or whatever, right? So there's a whole bunch of games that did absolutely atrociously. And if it's tracking to be the worst of all of that, that's not looking good. Now, just from my perspective, I've been looking forward to this game because I love Tsushima. I thought this was, it'll be good. I'm hoping it's great. I want to play this game, so I'm looking forward to it coming to PC. I'm not going to play on PlayStation because I don't have one, but I'll wait for the PC version. I was looking forward to buying it and playing this game. But apparently a lot of people aren't. And I don't know what's causing that. There's been other controversy of not being Jin Sakai. But it's like, okay, but it's in that kind of universe. It's okay if it like changes, like Assassin's Creed changes like the protagonist every time, right? So why does it matter? Why would that be a that big of a detraction, right? I'm sure there are some people who are going to be like put off by that, but really like that, it's the worst pre-orders. Like that's pretty alarming on its own. Then there had to be the controversy. The controversy happened. Somebody was fired. And then I was just waiting for somebody at the company, right, whether it's Sucker Punch, PlayStation, or Sony, to say, "Hey, we don't want any of that crap. We're good with this. We're not, we don't support what that person was doing." That's it. They did that. That's done. That has been done. It's satisfactorily good enough for me. So I'm happy. I'm back on board. So I think the controversy is canceled up from my perspective on that piece. I don't know if that's the case for everybody else. That's up to them to determine. But I'm still concerned that it's not tracking well on its own. It should have been. It's the big game, one game they have a year. Like, why wouldn't it be tracking well? Do the PlayStation players just not care anymore? Or like, what is going on? Is this game just not that popular? So I don't know. That's kind of my concern. I'll leave it to you guys, and then I'll come back with my thoughts. But I don't know. I'm gonna go Pixelbit. What do you think about that?
The previous game did what, 9.7 million units.
Yeah, right? It was around there. It was like 10-ish million game,
just,
right? That's pretty good. That's a substantially good game.
Very solid, right? So I don't know if I'm going to jump on the pre-sale numbers as an indicator of how well this game will or won't do yet, right? I kind of would wait until afterwards. I mean, people just may not be pre-ordering games at this point. Who knows, right? I'd wait for after. I mean, what I've seen of the game, I'm just not intrigued with it, but probably because it's so similar visually. And I just have too many games to play at this point, right? So I'm in no rush to get it. Eventually I will, though, I'm sure, right? So I wouldn't have pre-ordered this one, but I pre-ordered the last one because it was new, right? Something brand new. So that may be it, right? People just aren't pre-ordering. I have the controversy, whatever. People, the company responded, right? Immediately. So the company shouldn't be getting backlash over it as far as I'm concerned. If you want to have your ire about it, have the ire of the person who said the comments that hurts your feelings, right? But, outside of that, I mean, I don't see why the game would sell less because of somebody making a comment. But I know, we get these online campaigns for people who are going to boycott things because they're woke and whatever BS people claim, right? But how did that work out for the last Assassin's Creed? It didn't stop sales, right? So I wouldn't be quick to jump on that it's not going to do well just because of pre-sales. I'd say, wait and see, right? Give it a couple of months. Let's see how it does. And then, we'll see how it does when people start talking about it, right? Because games like this sometimes catch fire once gamers have it in their hands and they're playing it
And they
you
like
start
it, right?
talking
You get
about
good
it, they like
reviews and
it,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and they're online talking about it, making noise about it, right? And they'll pick up sales. So I think it'll be fine, just specifically too because Sony doesn't have any other games this year, right? So I think fans have been looking for this. So
I mean, baby steps.
what?
And do you think there's anything like so? You brought up one
Sorry.
point, which is good, which is an interesting one, is the graphics. That is
Mhm.
one
Yeah.
valid point. The other one is the Jin Sakai to a new protagonist thing.
Yeah, that part. I
Which
forgot
again-
about that. Yeah. So, you know, the original Assassin's Creed did not change protagonists initially. Remember, it was we had
Well,
the
no,
same
it went
character.
from
No, the
Altair.
first two-
Altair
Didn't-
was one.
Didn't Altair
To
have
Ezio.
the first two?
No, Altair was number one. Then it was Ezio.
So
And then they
Ezio
made
had
two
games.
offshoots, Brotherhood and Revelations, I think it was, whatever the names were. And then they went to
One of them
3,
had
which
two,
was
right? Did Ezio have 2 games? I could have sworn one of them
Ezio had
two.
officially Assassin's Creed 2, but then he had these offshoot games,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
With Brotherhood and I want to say it was Revelations, but there were 2 games with him afterwards that were offshoots. And then Assassin's Creed 3 was what's his name? Was it
Ezio.
Connor and
Oh yeah, 3 was Connor.
and was that the main one? Because there were 2, right? It started with one person, and then it went to another person, right? So, but yeah, but it's been different ones all the time. And then the 4th was what the heck is his name? It's like the best
Black
one, too.
Flag?
I forget.
Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Flag. I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, but they all
Okay,
have
but either
different
way,
protagonists,
they
pretty
have
much.
different protagonists. Okay, so, but you know, UB as a developer has done that with their games, right? It's kind of standard, right? Like Far Cry games never have the same character, right? It's just
Yeah.
right. It's just one of those things. You know, but Sony has it, right, for the most part. Even though the last Uncharted, right, that DLC didn't have the same character, and the last
It's true.
Infamous, right, when they did the Infamous switched characters and nobody seemed to
Yep,
have a
it
problem.
did.
So,
Infamous 2
yeah,
is
I
totally
don't.
different,
Yeah, so I don't think the character switch is that big of a deal, except for people did like Jin as a character, and they I hear they wanted to play more with that character, but I played the full game. I didn't see where there was an avenue for him to continue on, right? Or why he would have an avenue to continue on. He kind of won his war. So, to me, it's not that surprising that they go with a new character here. But some people just, maybe it's a female character they don't want to play, but who knows? Maybe, right? But again, right, we see these online, Discord about these things. And then when the game actually comes out, it doesn't play out in real time. So we'll see, right? People just may not be aware. I haven't really seen a lot of advertisements for this game. Not as much as like back then with that game. And maybe that may be part of it as well, which may be impacting the pre-sales. But we'll wait and see, right? I figure you just wait and see. Let the holiday come. Let's see how it does. But I think it still will do pretty well.
Yeah, there you go. Corkenstein?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Pixel and Hargeet has said. I think with this I think it's going to review well. Like I said, I mean, it has the PlayStation tag on it, and I think a lot of people will review it pretty well when it comes out. The controversy and stuff like that, and we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Or last week, I think it was, people are going to be pissed off no matter which side of you're on. People, more than likely the people that are still pissed just were never going to buy the game anyways.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, the Twitter performative rage that a lot of people do. Oh, this happened and I got to be angry because it's gets me engagement. And, it doesn't matter what side you're on. Oh, they should have never said that. And, oh, yeah, I agree that they should have said that. And, you just want to be angry no matter what. So I think that's kind of the controversy. Like I said, it's been addressed. It's done and over with. People, if that was your issue, you should be happy now. But I think those people that were still angry no matter what weren't going to buy this anyways. Or they'll wait usually till Steam or a sale or something like that. And yeah, as far as low sales, it's just people are still kind of wary about games, especially when you have something like Borderlands, like we just talked about, that's coming out, that's just horribly optimized. And you're paying, $69, $79, $7.99 price tag for some of these games, and it's just a mess. So people have, buyer, they want to be a little bit more reserved with how they spend their money, especially in a time where, money's, not great for everybody. Sadly, gaming's been turned into a luxury kind of hobby, I guess you could say. So that's always been kind of I mean, it has always been a luxury hobby, but even more so, it's been turned into like a luxury hobby, I think, more than what it is. Like you said, we've seen the price increases for games, consoles, things like that. So with this, I think people just don't want to, people are going to wait for reviews or wait for a sale, possibly. With the new character, I love it. I love games that really kind of push that push that medium, that don't want to just rely on doing the same rinse and repeat. And then they ended up putting themselves in kind of a hole where now, let's say they did 2 or 3, Ghost games, and now they want to change the character. Whoa, we love Jim. What are you doing? Why are you doing? And then, you put yourself into that hole. I love games that really kind of push the envelope, that really want to change what they're doing and kind of think outside of the box a little. It's also kind of, it's a gamble, especially nowadays, because like I said, games are $300-400 million, and you want to make sure it lands right. So a lot of devs aren't going to take that risk, but I think more devs should. And Ghost of Yotai doing that is a great, I think it's a great thing. Tell a story that you want to tell, especially if it's new. You just can't rest on your laurels of characters that you've used before, in that sense. So this is art. Create new art, create something exciting, create something new, and give people a new tale.
Yeah, there you go. I'm thinking, for me.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we have like I think Pixel, you had to jump at the hour mark. Is
oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I see it. I'm keeping track of it. I'll go to the 20. I'll go to the 20.
Okay, good. Go ahead then.
All right, so I guess my thought on this is that the game, we even watched like when they showed the trailer at the last showcase that they had, and the audience wasn't really reacting to it. So I don't know if it's just wasn't the excitement's not really as there as it should be. I don't know. And then, real life events happen, and someone from their development team made some stupid comments that didn't go over well. And the studio had to respond to that. That person no longer is with the studio. Yep. But not to get into politics, but rightly so. And so with that, and then also the actress that plays right there, that plays the lead character, she has her own set of issues. I mean, granted, good actress, but when she's on her social media advertising, making comments about her and her wife are pro Antifa, and that's recently become a designated as a terrorist organization by our government. So
that doesn't exist.
But anyway, the whole point is that, and I'm not trying to get into politics. I'm not trying to do that. But the whole point is that, so there's a lot of things that are coming out that are like, it's against it. It's got a big tide to get up against. I think it's a big wall. So like I said, not to get into politics, not to people live their life their way and all that kind of stuff. But those kind of things don't help. Let's face it. There are people out there that really affects them. There are people out there that have no fucking clue about that, and they're saying, "Ooh, I love the last game. I think I'm going to get this one," and we'll just see what happens. That's kind of the thing, is we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yep.
But the expectation now is that it's not going to hit the mark that they're anticipating it was, looking at this when it was announced, at least. That after the announcement, all that's happened since then, it has put not say a black mark, but dampened expectations. And maybe that'll be to its if it doesn't do great, but it does good, then maybe that'll be like they'll be able to see that didn't matter. It's still still a good game. I mean, when you look at the big picture, well, last year's game of the year was Astrobot.
Astrobot, yeah.
And Astrobot sold nothing exactly compared to the percentages of their however many millions that they say they have sold. I mean, in the wild, whatever you want to call it. The percentage doesn't seem good if they've got it's like 1% of sales of a game, and it's their game of the year. So the math ain't mathing on that. But the point is, it's video games is a tough business all the way around, and there's a lot of realigning, a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. But yeah. So anyway, that's my take on it. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll add a little bit of things.
Go right
we
ahead.
found out, if this is true, that the budget for this was pretty low. It was $60 million.
That's not bad.
Which gives it a good chance to make its money back pretty easily. So I'm hoping good things for the game. But yeah, I mean, like I've always said, as far as like, as long as you don't do the things that were happening because of the last couple of weeks, personal politics, I just stay out of it. Because like, unfortunately, like if I had to care about the politics of every actor or actress, I'd watch nothing, I'd engage with nothing, because they all have their different various levels of ridiculousness, right? And it's like, yeah, the heck with that. I'll just continue to like just enjoy my content and ignore their politics. It is what it is. But yeah, I think that's enough on this one. But I guess Pixel, since you're gonna head out, what would be the next topic you'd want to talk about?
I don't have the
list.
Particular. No, I have the list. I just don't have a particular. Let's see. The price hikes for build, like new Xbox dashboard. The Ally. Let's talk ROG Ally handheld prices.
All right,
let's go for it.
So, would you like to start that, or you want to have Hargeet start it?
Well, give me your preamble. What do you think?
All right. Well, so first, I guess just background. We've obviously seen quite a bit out there. The Xbox ROG Ally, and the Ally X are announced. We don't have the official pricing for the rest of the world except for Europe, where it got leaked, and therefore they said, yeah, that's the price. And that was, I believe it was 500 and 900, something like that in euros. So that's been put out there. And then for the rest of the world, we're still waiting, but we keep getting more and more leaks here and there that may or may not be true. Unfortunately, we don't really have final confirmation. The assumption here is that we're going to get that at TGS. They're going to finally announce what the prices are so that we can start pre-ordering, because the pre-ordering needs to start because the devices are coming out in 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
3 weeks, crazy. Yeah,
we kind of need to get those pre-orders started. So that's kind of where we are. The leaks we've seen were like 550 and 900 for US. Don't know the rest of the world's prices, but that's kind of the preamble as to where we are right now.
So for me, it's just very strange that they haven't released the price yet, which means I think there's an ongoing battle about who's going to charge what for this device. But if in Europe they're saying, you said 6 or 5, that's 6 US, right? It's about 600 US for the low end device.
But understand that includes a VAT. Yeah, it includes a VAT, so we don't know what you'd have to just include the VAT, which is usually 15 to 20%.
I think we were speculating that these devices would be like 6 and 9, somewhere in that range, matching the current matching the current Ally X market, right? Which wouldn't be that surprising if it's in line with that. So if it's higher than that, it's probably going to be a bigger uphill battle for them. But again, right, I'm not really sure if Microsoft is in the business of eating the cost on these things, right? So we'll see, right? But now with the and I don't think you have it included as one of your comments. They have, we have access to the Xbox experience now, right? The single load application now
Yep.
on other devices, including the prior Ally, right? So people can test it out. The hardcore who may have initially jumped on this bandwagon may not now. At least that's the conversations that we're having in our discords, right? So the longer they wait, I don't think they're doing themselves a service by waiting. The good thing about this thing is that it's coming out nearer the holidays. So, maybe they'll be able to grab some holiday sales. But I never really expected this device to sell all that well, right? Because these are enthusiast devices. It's still kind of a half step to where they want to go with their operating system. They are going to be expecting to get feedback from gamers on how these things work and what is still missing, right? So, I think for them, this is kind of experimental, which is probably why it's unlikely that these things will be all that cheap, right? So if you are not already a PC enthusiast on some level, this may be a nice entry point for you, right? But don't expect it to be like specifically like the console experience. Not yet, not fully, right? But it is a step towards that. If you want to be part of that conversation to help them guide this towards what you expect, then maybe it's something that you should be interested in, right? I don't know, but right now I'm currently in the MSI claw space, so I don't know if I'm jumping on this with my 5 other handhelds. But that doesn't mean I won't buy one, right? Because I keep seeing to have new handhelds showing up in my house every couple of months or something, which is kind of weird, but
It just happens to happen, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Honey, I don't know where they're coming from.
Order them. I'm just like, don't you have another one? Yeah, but this one is new. So
there you go.
So they'll get some of the enthusiasts, right? But we'll see. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. I'm still interested. I hope that they put the numbers out soon,
yes.
so people at least make a decision on what they want to do with these things or not. But like you said, TGS is coming up. Maybe we'll get a price there, near there. We'll see.
I hope so too. Cork, before we get to you, we'll go ahead and let Pixel get his let him tell everybody where they can reach out to him, where they can find him. I know he's got to step away, but Pixel Bit G, thank you so much for being with us tonight. And guys, don't go anywhere because we are definitely not done yet. We have our big main topic and a few other things to go over, and some spiciness to get to tonight when it comes to some predictions. Just saying, speculation abound. Pixel Bit, sir, thank you so much for being here. Please tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you.
Thank you as always, sir. I am usually patrolling on Twitter in the mornings. I don't really have a lot of time anymore, but it is fun to roast people on there. So sometimes you'll see me on there having a nice idiot bake. But I am spending less time on podcasts as of late because I just do not have time, which is why I'm not staying on this one, even though I really want to. But I got a freaking hectic week coming up, so I need to de-escalate my mind for the next
totally understand
4
that
hours so I can get myself ready for what's going to happen this week. So, as always, guys, pleasure talking to you all. Corkenstein, pleasure. First time being on the show with you. Web, Hargeet, we go back. So
we do.
Hopefully, I'll have more time next time, guys. Enjoy it, and I will listen in.
Sounds great. Pixel, thanks again for being here. We really appreciate you so much. And we will definitely have you back on soon. Thank you, sir. Have a great night.
Bro, you too. Enjoy.
All righty. So, Cork, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I don't know if you want me to start now with it, but it was going to be one of my TGS predictions. Basically that, we're going to get price and pre-order information, I think, at TGS. Handhelds are a big thing in Japan. It makes sense to announce, the price and stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
If the rumors to believe are true, it maybe supposedly what they were going to announce it when they did the E3, and then they kind of pulled back on it because I guess they were talking, per I guess what John Clark said from Xbox Era is that they're looking at the price, I guess, because people, I guess they didn't expect some negative I guess the negative feedback they saw from it. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really see a lot of negative feedback. I was gonna buy at $8.99, honestly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, supposedly the new price points are $7.99 and I think $4.99. Or I think they reduced one $50, the other one $100. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, Pixel's right. This is more of an enthusiast. An enthusiast. Is that FarQ or?
There's no telling who it is. I mean, it's Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
Thanks,
true.
Phil. Phil, it's always great to see you here, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, like Pixel said, it's more of an enthusiast hobby. So, I mean, maybe these aren't really going to sell that well, but you never know. Handhelds are pretty big right now, especially with how Xbox is trying to, unite their ecosystem into one big giant platform to where you can take your gaming anywhere. Maybe that might, be enough to pull the trigger for some people. The recent price updates too, like we just talked about. Who knows? Maybe people are on the fence on getting in the Xbox ecosystem, and it's like maybe I might get the handheld instead of buying a console. I can take this anywhere with me. Versus just having a I already have a set-top box. It's a PlayStation or it's a Nintendo Switch 2 or it's a PC. Who knows the mentality of why people are going to buy stuff, especially as a casual consumer. It's hard to, especially for a lot of us, because we're more of the hardcore gamers. We're more the people that are more in line and in tune, so we don't really have that forethought of how would a casual consumer kind of act. We can only assume, in that sense. So maybe this might be something good. Am I gonna buy it? Probably. I'm debating right now between the three that just the MSI Claw. I know they just came out with a newer version, I believe. They have now the ROG. And then I think the Lenovo Legion 2 just came out with some really cool stuff. So we'll see what happens with this. Maybe they brought the Xbox full screen experience to other platforms, maybe to help. I don't know if they would charge for that, but I don't know. Maybe that might help subsidize some of the cost. I would think it would be something they would give just because it gets people into the ecosystem. But like I said, that's above my knowledge base. So we'll see what happens with this. I think it's going to do decently, especially with what they want to do with getting gamers into their ecosystem. Everything Xbox is doing now is just a way to get people into their ecosystem. You can play wherever you want, mobile, cloud, now, handheld, console, PC. As long as you're playing from somewhere and you're buying and spending and staying in the ecosystem, that's kind of, I think, all they really care about right now. The entry point is simply an entry point.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. I think it's coming. The announcement's got to be soon. I mean, it has to be. It's out in less than a month, so we got to know it soon. The only thing I worry about is, all right, for example, right now the price of the systems are going up in the US. The original systems are going up for the Series X and S, but in Japan, the prices are already lower than they are in the US. Whether it's the yen against the dollar or if it's just because of the market and they want to set a better price point for them there, I don't know. But if they're announcing at the Tokyo Game Show, if there's a big discrepancy between this is what's going to be in Japan, and this is how much more it's going to cost you in the US, holy shit, that might not be too good unless it came out as a comparable price on both areas. Hargeet, you think do you understand what I'm getting at when I say that?
Yeah, I don't know what they do with those. I haven't even looked at the price of the current Asus ROG in Japan.
Right.
But all consoles seem to somehow come up cheaper in Japan for some reason. So it's possible that they have a deal there to make it cheaper. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there because realistically, the cost of the hardware is the cost of the hardware. So
correct.
I don't know why everybody would want to take a bath on it. So I don't know what the eventual price of this is going to be, but we shall see. Right? It could be they are working out some sort of deal. I don't know if it's true or not with the Legion Go, where it's supposedly selling out. If that's true, then that's a good sign. But I don't know. I don't know if that's actually was it. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Legion 2 had more pre-orders than inventory. And like I don't know if that's accurate, but I think I've seen that a couple of times now. So I don't know. It's a possibility that could happen here too, right? And it could sell well. But hey, the market's shifting to certainly to PC. Is this a good move to kind of get in front of it? All of these mobile platforms outside of the Switch and Steam Deck are using Windows, so they making that better as a full experience for any one of them is a good thing, right? So hopefully that transfers over to all of them. There's already a way to get the new experience. You can kind of play around and get it on your current setup if you want to, so you can try it out. I don't know how well this is going to work until we actually have it, right? The real headache is going to be how well it transitions from game to game, how well all the oddities that happen at the sort of the system level, how do they interact when you get a message, when whatever you want to set up Discord chats, and so how does all that work, right? All the nuances that have been ironed out on the console side. Windows is a bit more open, so it becomes a bit more of a challenge. What are they going to bring over from the console side to make that more seamless? How much of that sort of OS experience is still exposed? We'll just have to go through all that. But either way, as far as the actual pricing, I don't know. I think it's obviously the TGS, they have to give it to us at that point. It's too late. It's got to come out. They have to kind of give us something. So they need to iron this out soon. And then we'll go from there and figure out, how many people want to buy it. If it's a good price, it's a good price. But the Legion Go 2 is very expensive, and if it's outdoing its inventory, that's a pretty good sign. And that one's not the one that Xbox is promoting, even though it does have Xbox partnership. So this is kind of crazy, right? So it's not like an Xbox device. I don't want to make it sound like that, but they are. Windows is part. So Microsoft is partnering, and it has like Xbox stuff in there too, on all of these, right? So this is an interesting place we're in. If it's gonna really start taking off, that's kind of cool, and that means that there is a user base out there that is familiar with what's going on and is tuned in and is looking to get these kinds of devices. And that could be very, very good for the future of the platform, right? So, we'll see. I think they're going to have to kind of come up with a good answer here. I don't know what they want to do to undercut or, because they don't want to make it so that their other partners get annoyed. So it's got to they have to balance all this stuff out. But we'll see. We'll see what they do, right? But it's looking good. If it's true, the Legion Go 2 is selling really well, then perhaps, and it just, that's another potential, right? They just didn't have enough inventory to begin with. So that's fine, right? But then they can certainly, based on that, anticipated, pre-order number, to kind of figure out, okay, what is the market for this? And we can kind of figure out what it might look like for the Xbox version with the Asus as well. Mm-hmm. So it's good stuff all around, right? This is but hey, it's exciting times, new hardware, right? And we can also talk about the other leaked stuff that came out.
We can
with hardware. But that's kind of my head, as far as what's going on here. We've talked about this stuff ad nauseum since we had the announcement, right? Yep. So it's really just let's get the price. Let's coming. Figure it out, right?
A week away.
When are we pre-ordering this thing? So here's the real annoyance. If they announce this at like 4 a.m. Eastern time, because it's Japan time, are we gonna be up early in the morning clicking pre-order?
I will be because I'm working.
Yeah.
I was going to say same. Yeah, WebDave and I will be working. So
You got my lunch scheduled for that time.
Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. I don't
Bunch
know.
of
They're gonna
queues
have to
open.
work that out.
Order.
To make it something that's more reasonable for the average U.S. citizen, anyway. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Or U.S. customer,
or maybe they'll say it's going. Pre-orders start in 3 hours. Who knows? Maybe they'll do that.
Yeah, and that's fun, right? So something where we have a chance. It'd be great if they say pre-orders start in 2 days at so and so time, right? So that way we kind of can get prepared for it. But
So I can get off work and what?
But either way, right? So
I'm feeling sick.
but hey, it should be coming soon, right? Let's just say that. It should be coming soon. So let's see what we get.
Most definitely. Wow, Hargeet, while you were talking, something big happened.
Yes, a couple of things first. No, not this one. This one. We never talked about this. Fossil 924 became a YouTube member.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
And then we have, and I don't know if this is really Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer.
Gifted 50 WebDave memberships.
50 memberships. Wow. Thank you, Phil. We appreciate that. And somebody said, 50? Are you crazy? How did they do 50? Well, it's because we lowered the price of our memberships to $1. Gifted memberships are only $1. Or if you want to buy one for yourself, it's just $1. And the reason we do that is because we want to let everybody have a chance to get in here and have fun with all the emojis that we have. There's tons of them in there, including guest emojis like Corkenstein. Boom. Hargeet's emojis up there. Boom. My Lego emoji is up there. There you go. Plus so much others. TTS is there for Dirt and Shaun. Dirt and Shaun. Good friends of ours, and we do appreciate them greatly. And of course, right now we have some King David emojis up there as well too, because he was our guest yesterday. But all kinds of good fun stuff to use and have fun with in the conversation, and we do appreciate that. So thank you so much, Phil Spencer, for the wonderful gifted members. That was very nice of you. So thank you. And I noticed a lot of big names coming up there that were getting gifted from Dreadpool to Doom Cutie. We're all getting gifted members, so that's awesome. So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, man, I think the price is coming soon. It's got to. It's just got to. I only hope that the price is going to be, there's two mindsets. One, they raise the price of everything to lessen the shock when they announce the prices, or two, they raise the price of all the other equipment they have currently because they want everybody to go and get the new stuff. So maybe they can not make as many of the old stuff. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think they're going to quit making the other stuff, but I know they don't do stock runs like they used to because they don't feel like they have to. And also their new philosophy is, everything's an Xbox, right? This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. So if you don't have to put as much dedication into your own, stuff, and Hargeet and King both yesterday on the show, both of you guys were talking about, Microsoft's philosophy. It seems like now they're gearing it toward, they have I had it right in my head just now. The Surface is basically, their kind of PC that's Microsoft based, the tablets and stuff. And it's kind of it's there as an option, but it's not, it's not like the big thing, but like, a Dell or something like that, or somebody else that makes their own computers, or Alienware or Asus. A lot of companies out there that make their own, Lenovo, a whole bunch of other companies that do make PCs. And now that we know that they're partnering and doing the handheld, maybe this is just the way going forward. Is there a new hardware? Well, let's get into that topic right now, Hargeet. Let's get into the rumor and speculation, and I'll bring this up because it's an article that you sent to me yesterday, and we'll bring this up and let you start the conversation about the
Sure.
next gen leak.
So there's just more information coming out. As we've been talking about, for a while now, we had PS6 specs being leaked, and we have Project Magnus, which is sort of the next platform that Xbox is putting together with AMD, that supposedly will be available to other OEMs as well, but it's kind of what they're targeting for their next Xbox as well. And what we're seeing here is kind of where I had sort of put out the numbers of like mid 30s T-flops for PS6, 50-ish for Xbox. That's kind of what we're seeing here, 96 compute units.
Oops.
And then it's already got Forza Motorsport running at 120 frames with ray traced reflections. And the big one is that it's apparently got code signed firmware for 2026. So this could be coming out in 2026. Now, I don't know if that's going to be an Xbox device or if it's going to be a Xbox partnered device. But supposedly this thing is available. It's got dev kits, so this is apparently already out there. So this is something that is kind of ready to go, as it were. And I don't. If I had to guess, this is probably not a dev kit from one of Microsoft's first-party studios, which would get them earlier. And this is likely one that went to a third party. And that's why we kind of got the leak. And if that's the case, we're in the right time frame then, right? Because usually about this time, third parties will be getting it if it's coming out next year. So we are probably looking at something that will be announced in the next, my guess, 6 months, that will be coming out in fall of next year. Likely. Again, it's not guaranteed. None of this is guaranteed, right? But and this will all be bullshit. But it's looking like that is a very good chance that we're going to get a new piece of hardware that will be the new Xbox console. And what that looks like in form and fashion, I have no idea. If it's going to be an Xbox, branded thing from a partner, Xbox directly giving you a console, is it going to run Xbox OS? Is it going to run Windows? All this stuff is up in the air. But from a performance target perspective, it's looking pretty good. It's also looking pretty expensive. so just keep that in mind. But look, none of this was out of like where we were before. It's just more confirmation that things are kind of lining up. That hey, we are kind of getting into that territory where it's possible that this is coming out next year. If that happens, I'm just going to throw out that this is going to be an epic year for Xbox with all their major, big franchises releasing that same year.
Hargeet.
And you've got what? But PS6 is going to be a 59. No, it's not.
Yeah. But all right. So
Hargeet, before the same thing about the Pro.
But Hargeet, your next thought on that train of thought, because I know where you were going with this. So, what is next year? This was kind of like the if you're going to take in some of the aspects it is
the 25th anniversary.
25th anniversary.
Xbox itself. It's the 20th, I think, of Gears. Did that not come out in 2006? I think it did.
Yeah. And what do you check to have when you have your console? You want to have your Temples, right?
Yeah, so they got Fable, Gears, Forza, and likely Halo, which is the one they haven't announced yet. But they pretty much did. Phil said a game that's been with us since the beginning. We all saw the Halo CE kind of looking thing that they did with Halo Studios in Unreal. It's very, very, very likely that Halo's coming. So we got all the big franchises that have been there from the OG Xbox time, except for Gears, which came out in the 360 time. So actually, did Forza come out in 360 or did they start that in OG? I think Forza started it in OG.
I think it was Project Gotham was the OG. So
they had that, but I think they started Forza Motorsport. I want to say an OG. Maybe it was 360, but it was somewhere around there, right? But
I think it was 360.
Maybe it was 360. So, but I mean, these have been these are the tentpole titles, as it were, the tentpole franchises, right, of Xbox. Not to mention, we're gonna have a massive Call of Duty next year, right? That's also been on the horizon. You have the potential for State of Decay 3, and then another massive one would be if they could drop Elder Scrolls, right? So like you would just have an unbelievable launch year for that console. And I'm not even talking about other games like Clockwork Revolution and all that. Like many other games, right? That they still have, and many more that they haven't announced, and all sorts of fun things, right? This is just a very interesting time. So if this happens, the one game that's going to be all, the big question, right? Will Grand Theft Auto?
But Hargeet,
Grand Theft Auto.
When did Hargeet
on this
Hargeet? But when did that get pushed back to?
Well, to May,
but of 2026.
26, which I mean, I don't know if it doesn't get pushed back further. But again, here's the problem: if this is a Windows device, technically speaking, they wouldn't have a Windows version of that game. But would there be a partnership here to say, yeah, but we need it on this one? So hey, Rockstar, Take-Two, you guys need to make this happen. We need to have it on this device, right? And whether that's it comes out in May, which I still think it's going to get delayed till fall anyway. But let's say it comes out in May, they have the patch available, or they have the release for Windows available at the launch of this thing. And again, I don't know that this doesn't run Xbox OS. It may very well, because it's a dev kit. It may very well run Xbox OS with the features of bringing in the Steam library and the whatever, right? But this could be a full-on Xbox. If it is, then it will absolutely be running GTA in either compatibility mode, or there will be a pretty good chance there will be a Xbox Next version of GTA 6, simply because they'll want to take advantage of it, right? This is a substantial lift in performance from the previous gen. So we will see. I'm not sure if all this is absolutely accurate, but if you're seeing dev kits, that means it's out in third parties. If you're seeing the code firmware is okay, it looks like we're there. Could things slip? Absolutely. Could this be bullshit? Absolutely. But from everything we're seeing, it's lining up. It's all lining up. So it's kind of where we are. This is kind of exciting. I am far more excited about this than I am the ROG. This is very, very interesting. Even at the specs it's at, that's a substantially good machine. That is a very, very high capability machine. Is it a 4090 or 5090? No, it's not. But it's very, very good. And this should be able to do 30 frame path tracing, if not more. So we'll see what they do with it. But here's always the caveat with all this stuff. It's got a lot of power for today's games until UE6 comes out and says, oh, you have more power? Let me crap all over it. No. And I'm going to use it, and then I'm going to give you fancy new things. And you're back to 30 frames. Sorry. So we'll see. Just look at the performance of Borderlands. Why is this having problems? But anyway, they'll hopefully fix that. But this is kind of the problem. Something will come along and say, oh, that's nice. You got more power. I'm going to take advantage of it now and go do more fancy things.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Suddenly your games that should be running like awesome are running like crap.
Listen to you. Hargeet, to throw a little more, I guess, I don't know, conspiracy theory your way. So when they had this little trial, you remember the FCC trial? What was one of the companies that actually showed up and it was the Take-Two's guy. I can't think of his name, but he was actually there, and he was
Zelnick, I think.
He was talking about how much they work with Microsoft, and how great they are to work with, and how great they are, and actually Phil and that guy are really good friends, and they have a really good working relationship.
Buddy.
He's made that comment several times before. I'm just speculating, of course, because that's what today's show is all about. So, and of course, it's all rumors. And this is definitely not I don't think this is going to be a Tokyo Game Show thing, but boy, would the Game Awards shit their pants if this got announced at the Game Awards at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Would that just not Jeff Keighley be over in the corner going, "Oh Lord Jesus, help me"? I think he'd be having a good old time. Corkenstein, now we've thrown out so much red meat for you to feed on. Well, what are your thoughts about this? Have you heard about this? Is this all crazy talk? Are we all crazy? Is this just bot party madness? Or what are your thoughts? What are you thinking, man? What do you think? Could this be reality?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think, like I said, Hargeet mentioned it. The time frames do line up. This could be something very possible. Where third-party devs are now getting, their hands on it. Yeah, Nixie's over here from all the PC ports they're going to be doing of PlayStation to Xbox games. Leak this. I'm joking. Just kidding, by the way. But no, it's very possible. And yes, chat, that is an AI generated image. That's not the real Xbox of what it looks like. I saw some people arguing, or not arguing, but discussing it in the chat. That is an AI generated image. Yeah, it makes sense. Especially with Sarabon saying this is going to be the most like technology advanced, console that they've ever done. So I'm expecting kind of big things with this one. Yeah, with TGAs would be a good. I mean, they did announce what is it? The other, they did announce the series, the last one, the Series X.
And remember that was also. During the rehearsal, it was a Game Pass commercial that they showed that was all queued up for the rehearsal. So that's how come Keighley was shitting his pants, because he didn't even know until they dropped the bomb on the thing. They had a special tape and they're like, play this one. And that's when they played it. They queued up that, and he didn't know. And he's admitted to that since then, that he didn't know that that's what they were going to drop until they dropped it. And that's when he came back. His reaction, if you saw those award shows, you watch them again now, he's like, wow, we have a new system coming, blah, blah. And I'm not saying they're going to announce it and it's going to be tomorrow, or, pre-orderable. No. But they could say that, hey, it's coming holidays 2026 for the 25th anniversary of the Xbox.
They've always done holiday releases. November, that's always been, November is usually, I think every console's released in November, actually, that Xbox is done.
Yes.
So probably November of next year, but this would be the time. Like I said, the Hargeet said it. I'm going to say it, especially, from previous development experience. Yes, this would be the time third-party developers are getting their consoles. So this could be true, or who knows? Maybe just because it's development console, it might be a little buffed. You never know. I mean, but still, I would still believe that with Xbox really trying to get into the PC market and incorporate that in, that they're definitely going to have to beef up some of the specs to make it a little bit, not really brute force the software, but the games and stuff like that. But they definitely want to have that extra firepower under their belt, especially if the Steam integration and games are going to be coming. So that does make sense. It'll be interesting to see the price point. Who knows what might happen. I mean, I think if this thing is basically a computer and we're getting these kind of specs, we'll have to see what it is. I mean, I don't know how much they'll be able to subsidize, especially with buying it at wholesale that's already completed kind of thing. I mean, maybe we could be looking at 1K, a 1K console. I think definitely we're done with the days of the, $500 console, lasted this gen. And I think it's definitely going to be a lot more expensive, but I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens with what comes up. It's interesting to see how they're going to go about this and what their market plan is. Again, maybe this could be all made up. I always like waiting for official confirmation, but this timeline and this information does line up.
It's interesting for sure, and I'm glad. Thank you, Hargeet, for bringing this to our attention and for having because if you can't have a little fun in our discussion, it's not really worth it, because we're here to we're here to try and get the facts and stuff out, but this is sometimes when there's a lot of I guess little clues, little hints, little things that kind of seem to make sense. A lot of things that could fall into place. Could this all be BS? Sure. Or could this be something in the works and we still haven't got a handle on what exactly it is yet, but who knows? We're just trying to fill in some gaps, fill in some question marks, and talk that shit, as it were. So I think that it's a possibility. I don't know for sure. And Pixelbit did reply, and he's still hanging out with us in the chat, that that the Forza was the 360 era is when that one they did come out. So yeah. And Soltex says, what if it's 1,199? I mean, it's possible.
That is possible.
Who knows? But then again, if
they're going to stay away from that, but we'll see, because I think that $1,000 barrier is going to be interesting. They certainly did that with a couple of the handhelds. I still think they're going to target in that 700-800 range, but
could be.
We'll see. I think.
But the thing is, if they do that, Hargeet, they still have, even though the price has gone up, they're still going to be making the Series S for a while. So there's
and I want to say that for both of these, for PlayStation and Xbox, I don't think those current gen boxes are going anywhere for a while. PS5 and Xbox Series consoles are still going to be around for a long time. They're going to be very capable, just like the Xbox One and PS4 are still being used. It's going to be very hard to push forward and say that these boxes can't continue to be utilized when you're selling brand new Switch 2s that are less capable, when you're selling brand new handhelds that are just about a Series S. They're going to be around for a while. They're going to be around for quite a while. So if you needed a lower end entry point, you're going to have these lower end entry points available to you.
I mean, look at people are still on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4s. That was a big thing a while back earlier last year, is that 50% of people are still on the previous gen consoles, and it makes sense. They're going to be here for a while. And I think Hargeet is right. And like we all know, this is going to be the biggest year for Xbox, a complete, Forza, Halo, all the originals coming back with new games. This would make the most sense to release a brand new console, they've already kind of refreshed the brand, but kind of, start off back at square one again of Xbox, starting with their IPs, their staple temple IPs, to come back. And it would be a big way to do that with a new console.
Yeah. And I mean, why not? I mean, they're going to have such a variety, and if everything's an Xbox, and all the things that the changes that have been made, and they're a huge, or if not the biggest, one of the biggest publishers now, video games. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of reasons why they could do this. And is this console made for little Timmy to get on his first birthday of his first system ever? No. This is for Corkenstein, Hargeet, myself, and every other pony bot or whatever, pony or bot or whatever, that's a hardcore gamer that has money they just want to throw it. Take my money. Am I right?
And you say that, though, you could say that, they could, it's a platform, right? That they could have an OEM partner that does give them a more, family friendly or maybe child friendly version that's lower priced, lower performance. Just think of the Ally versus Ally X.
Yes.
That can be done here too, because again, that's also a platform, but they have two SKUs for that platform, and they could absolutely partner and say, hey, Asus comes up with something, or MSI, or whoever it is, comes up with a box that's $399. But it's half the performance, which is perfectly fine for most people. That's still double the performance of a Series X, right? Just think of that, right? If not more. So, there is absolutely the potential to scale this up and down. And again, this is why PC is so good. It doesn't matter. The games just auto scale to whatever you've got. So it changes the dynamics. And so there is a possibility that they have an S version, but it's not theirs. It's somebody else does it. And you could even have a higher tier version that says we'll go to 80, right? And that's fine. Again, somebody else comes up and says, I'll sell it for 1,500, but you can have even more performance, right? Go ahead and match your 4090 or 1590. Fine. Great, right? But if you want to pay for that, you pay for that. They're going to say mid-tier. And that's what I keep hearing. This is sort of the mid-tier of their platform. And that's what they're going to target for their own box. And if somebody wants to come in and have a lower, higher tier, fair enough, right? You go ahead and do that. It may not have the same goodness as far as like the precompiled shaders and things like that. That'll just be there for you because it might be a different box. But overall, you will get the same level of capability of your normal Xbox. And again, that might be good for an entry-level box. So those kind of things can still exist. A lot of that, by the way, might be mitigated by the fact that there is a ROG Ally, the lower tier, because that might be the thing that you do give to the little kid, because that's what they want. They don't want something on a TV. They actually want to take something in their hand and just go play wherever they want to. That's usually the pattern, because they want the iPad or they want the mobile phone, or that's why they're doing that, because they can just go play wherever they want to, and they're not bothered with that, right? The TV thing is our generation. Like we want all the TV stuff, and so they're not really into that. Later on in life, they probably want to do that. That's fair, right? But like kids nowadays, that's what they want, and they want PC. They want a laptop. They want a PC. And kind of convenient if you have it all in one, right? Because you get it literally is Windows, it runs Windows, so you have all that stuff there, but you're getting just a gamified version. This is going to be an interesting time. I'm actually very curious how all this works out, and if it works well for that consumer type. But we'll see, right? And what the lockdowns look like, right? One of the cool things with these major consoles is there are adult, supervision lockdowns on these things, so that you can say, no, you can't have this content, this content, this content. It's locked down. You want to install a game, I authorize the game or not, right? I don't know how all that's going to work out with these. That has to be there, right, for it to be truly like a console experience. So we'll have to see how they play all that out, right? So, but these are all the fun things that are going to be coming up. It's going to be a very interesting next few years.
Yeah, and let's be honest. People can run with the console war narrative all they want. The Series S was a very great thing for Xbox. It was a very the consumers loved it. It was a great selling point for them. It did wonders. It also set them up for success for developers to now develop on the handheld a lot easier comparatively to other platforms like PlayStation. That really doesn't, they have the portal, but it's not like the standalone, where you can run it like a ROG or, things like that, native play. So it did a lot of work for them. And I wouldn't doubt that Xbox will go with I guess a lesser tier version of that console because of how well the Series S set them up for success.
Yeah, agreed. Wow. That was a good topic, guys. I think Hargeet, thank you for that one. I like because you just never know, but man, it's sure. There's enough. I think there's enough out there that makes sense. When you put out all the little nuggets of evidence and other things that that kind of collaborate or support that theory. Anything's possible. I want to welcome out to the over 200 people watching us live right now. Thank you all so much for being here. We greatly appreciate that. And if you don't mind, hit the like button.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dirt Griggity. And Shaun. Yes.
So as far as topics, I think the big one obviously is like the TGS stuff, but there's two smaller ones. It looks like we have the Horizon Zero Dawn and Ghost of Tsushima thing, and then Minasato Kato being promoted. If we want, I don't know if we want to like pick one of those. I guess we could just mention it. It doesn't really, I don't know what we can really say about it, but
well, let me bring her image up, and then we'll mention her real quick, because I think this is actually a really good thing, especially
So she was hired in. She was an ex PlayStation person, if I remember right, and she was hired in to be sort of the head of Japan for Microsoft, for Xbox, and now she's being promoted to sort of more Asia instead of just Japan focused. Because look, they're pivoting upwards. We're seeing that they want us to get more of the region instead of just Japan, which obviously that's been working. They're getting a lot of Japanese content brought on board, right? All that's been happening. That apparently is part of her role and her team's role, right? So they've been doing that. They're now going to expand that to say, let's also look at China, South Korea, all that place, right? The entire region, India, and all that. So that's good, right? Let's get more content from that region. And this can only be a good thing, right? So, but ultimately, that's really all we've gotten here. Is it's a step up, more focus on more regions, more countries within that Asian region, which is I think it's fantastic. So, but I don't know if there's really too much more to go over there. So, I don't know if Corkenstein, I don't know if he's
he'll be back in a second. He had to step away for a second, but there's a comment that was kind of
I'm
funny.
back now.
Yeah, sorry. Stop it, Hargeet. PlayStation single player games don't go to Xbox.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But
Well,
yeah,
once the Steam store comes, it's over anyway. But whatever.
True that. True that.
Well, so I don't know, Corkenstein, if you have anything to add, otherwise we'll move to the next.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to her, and all of that's a good thing. And I think the relationship that they've built, and it's proven that Sarah Bond's and Phil Spencer's trips to Japan have really helped out a lot. I mean, with the relation that they have with Sega and Atlas and all those, amazing games that are coming over, and now. Yeah, who can forget the three-way handshake for Square Enix with all the Final Fantasy people there? I'm just saying. And day and date number 3 was that? I'm sorry, but
I would say congrats to her. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Congrats to her. And I mean, it's just people were like, oh, they closed down Tango and this is going to ruin them in Japan. And it's like, no, it wasn't. Look at, I mean, this is just, they're pulling out of Japan. No, they're doubling down. They've always been, I mean, Japan developers are probably one of the biggest supporters of Play Anywhere, comparatively to the Western developers that we've seen. Japan, Xbox has a big, how can I phrase this? Xbox has a lot of room for growth in Japan still. They didn't cut ties with Japan. They didn't do any of that. This is just further proof of it. So I think this is a great thing, to move her up. And they're going to be, I'm excited to see where this goes with Japan.
Me too. And with that, before we get to the final subject, the big one, Hargeet did mention this, and so there's a little Reddit post. Hargeet, did you see this? Did you want to read this a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, so like Helldivers, there was a stub page for Helldivers 2 on the Xbox side when Helldivers had started to do its work to be ported over, and that was about a little over a year before it actually came out. And apparently there are now stub pages for this. If it's true, I don't know if it is. Okay, if it's true, because I haven't gone there, I can try to go to the pages.
Sure,
you can go to the page. You could go to the page, and it would come up. So if those stub pages start to exist, then as we were saying before. Hey, look, I mean, Whole Slate's coming anyways because of the store integration with Steam, but it looks like they are going to try to move some of these major titles over. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn is very old. Was that 17, 18? Like, it was a while ago, right? Whenever that came out. And then Ghost of Tsushima is 2020. So it's not like these games are doing much on that platform now. Bringing them over here would just hopefully give them a bit more sales. And if it does, why not, right? Let's let them take advantage of the platform and get some more sales. That's great. We'll see what they do, if they do bring it over or not. But if the page exists, then I'd say it is definitely happening. If the page, and it still looks like here it's not there anymore, right? It's now coming back as not there. Then maybe it was it is coming, but they just kind of pulled the page, said, "Oh crap, they figured it out. We should not have it there." And
maybe.
But so it may very well be happening, and you can't say, "Oh, that was just a mistake." This is a pretty pretty odd mistake, let's just say.
Be strange, wouldn't it?
So I would say there's a good chance that these are being worked on, and that eventually they will potentially come over. But again, there's no guarantees of this, right? But I think Helldivers 2 did really well. They're really happy with it. Now, the alignment there is obvious, right? And I mean, I'm still playing it, right? This is a very, very Xbox game. It's a party-friendly game. It's just the way it is.
We need to play it some or get together.
Yeah, right. So what that means for these other games, I don't know, right? So if there is alignment enough to say you can get another, I don't know, a couple 100,000 in sales, $500,000, $1 million, that would be fantastic for them, right? That's a lot of money that they just get. So we'll see what they want to do. If they're bringing them over, that's great. These are great games. Bring them over. Why not? So, but yeah, it does seem like there's more appetite for the older library to come over.
Yeah. So, Cork, what do you think about this, Corkenstein? Do you think this is it's all hogwash? Could it be possible, or is it just wishful thinking?
No, it definitely could be possible. But just to add some background to this, those pages have been around for years. Basically, what it is, this was something that was debunked years ago on Reddit. Basically, it's a search query that Google's indexed. So when you actually click on it, it says, yeah, there's no store page there. And that's usually what it is. But this could also be Nixie's. I think they used, I think Arrowhead used the GDK, but this could be Nixie's using the Xbox GDK to develop for PC and Xbox for some games, since that is the porting studio. And this could be a possibility overflow from that. So this has been something that's happened before in previous years. A couple of years ago, it came up and stuff like that, where these pages have been around for years. And every now and then they kind of resurface and it ends up getting debunked again. But with the current slate that's coming out, it's very well possible. Like I said, maybe Virtuoso, maybe they might, I think they're porting something for PlayStation, or working with PlayStation on something right now. Who knows? Maybe they might be using the GDK, and part of the GDK process is maybe creating an Xbox store page to help migrate that information and streamline that process for developers. And maybe this was just an oversight. So it definitely is possible. Do I think these games are going to come? Yeah, honestly, especially the bigger, consumer friendly, or the casual consumer titles like Spider-Man, Marvel, The Last of Us. Maybe they might have some tentpole titles, but tell me, with a port and how well Helldivers 2 did, and this Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, how much are they really selling right now? It would be very stupid for PlayStation not to reincorporate a new consumer base and revitalize those games at a $50, $60 price point, and basically resell the game again like it's day one, and regenerate a lot of revenue back for some of these titles that did have, considerably low margins. So would these games come? Is this something very possible? 100%. I have to look at the link. So when I see it, it'll say if it was like a search. You'll see it like in the top, it'll, because most store pages, it'll be xbox.com/ US/ Horizon Zero Dawn, and that would be the store page. But I think what I've seen from these links is it's like US, or I think it was first discovered German. I saw it from Clute Abdel, who's in the chat. It was a search query where it said, search ? Equals this, and then that kind of thing. So could this be something? These store pages do exist for a reason. But I don't know if they're the actual store pages versus a Google index that just curated a search result.
Yeah. So you had Hargit. He did. Cork did say the word that the slate that they have coming out. And what slate is that, Hargit? Do you remember what slate that is?
All slates coming.
Oh man. I love that.
Shout out to Sir Brilliant.
Exactly, Sir Brilliant. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Exactly. And with that, let's move on. to this. Tokyo Game Show. It's this week. It's Thursday. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time, something like that. Super early for us, but that's okay. I'm gonna be up and taking my break, and I'll be sitting there watching all this goodness. Who knows? I may even go live from the office. You just never know. But yeah, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'd be 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. So there you go. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. As I think we all are. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of other speculation, a lot of other tidbits and things that have had mentioned. We've heard that this is the biggest Tokyo Game Show presence that Microsoft is going to have. I've heard rumors from some people that are in the know that say that it's going to be, great, nice little presentation, and be prepared to enjoy yourself. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean we're going to get excited? Does that mean we're going to get some good news? Does that mean it's going to be overwhelming? I don't know, but I think there's going to be a few announcements. I definitely think there's going to be some Game Pass announcements made for titles, not necessarily shadow drops, maybe, but always some announcements that'll let you know, like, hey, what's coming after the show, or soon, or yeah, a lot of stuff, and maybe some other things that are coming, and maybe, which we hope is the price of the handheld, and some things that'll be going on there, and maybe some kind of cross promotions. In Japan, they have a really good independent network there, where Game Pass in Japan, they're working really hard with Japanese developers to support them. Sarah's been working on that with a lot, and there's some continued support and growth from other companies in Japan, such as Capcom and other companies, Square Enix and Sega. Sega's got a few announcements that'll be going on at the show, and a few other things. And with that said, Cork, would you like to go first on this one?
Yeah.
As far as your speculations, rumors, and just downright hope and expectations. What are your thoughts on the Tokyo Game Show, and what are you waiting for?
Yeah, so I already mentioned it earlier. I think this is where we will get the pre-order. Pre-order opens up, and this is where they'll drop the price point for the handheld. This is no better time than any. Like I said, Japan loves handheld. They love mobile gaming. So this would make the most sense to drop that there. I think we're definitely going to see some surprise stuff. I think they announced Lego Horizon. That's just kind of speculation right there. I think the rumored Lego Horizon game that supposedly has already been wrapped up, been done for a while. They were just waiting for a release window. I think this is the perfect release window for that. And then I think we get the Silent Hill 2 port. I think that will finally make its way over to Xbox. Finally, it's been I think it just hit the year mark. So I think now would be the perfect time to announce that the Silent Hill 2. Of course, the big, I guess they said the big first party game. It's Forza Horizon, or the Tokyo version of it. So hopefully we get to see more from that. More game. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see gameplay. There's just so much that could come. But who knows? I don't want to I've never been one to I've always had the mantra of, hope for the best, expect the worst kind of thing. So for me to try and expect a lot from here, I've always ended up disappointed. But we haven't gotten an Aaron Greenberg, set your expectations tweet. So I'm kind of hyped for that. I think they're going to do pretty big things here. I'm trying to find, I got to look and see. I remember somebody posted the schedule, but I don't know if it was like a leaked schedule or if it was something else. but yeah, supposedly they have like an hour block. An Xbox title has like an hour block or something. I think Rebs Gaming posted it, was talking about it. A new Xbox game will be showcased for an hour. I can't see a whole game getting a full hour long presentation. That's insane. That's like a super deep dive. I had a bunch of games too in my head, and there's just completely gone. But yeah, I think the two biggest things we'll see are Silent Hill 2 port, Forza Horizon, and then I really do think we might get the Lego Horizon announcement.
Wow, that would be a really good announcement for sure. I agree with that. Hargeet.
All right, so I mean, and Corky had already mentioned this, the obviously the pricing, and we'll see the which ROG out there. They'll definitely have models, I'm sure, available for people to play with, just like they did at Gamescom. But hopefully, at least we get the freaking prices and we get the pre-order announcement, right? So that's one big one. And then outside of that, Forza Horizon 6 has been heavily rumored, right? And hey, we know it's due next year because Phil said it. So it's due next year. It either is Dev Direct or June showcase, and it's in the fall, or it's going to be announced here and it's coming up in the beginning of next year. And so we'll see. We'll see what they drop there. I think the Final Fantasy VII third installment, if they announce that there, holy crap, would that be an awesome moment? I don't know if they'll go that far, but if they announce that there and say the third one is coming, blah, 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 whenever, right? So that would be a freaking fantastic announcement. When did Rebirth come out? Is that about a year now, 2 years? I think it's a year, right? When did that come out? Do we remember? Was that like last year Rebirth came out, or was it the year before?
I think it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year.
It's been a year. Okay, so it may be early. It may not be early, right? So we'll see. Maybe they're like, we'll wait to make that announcement. But that would be a fantastic announcement. So outside of that, like you mentioned, could they have something from Sony? That would be hilarious. I don't know if it's gonna happen. But it is always possible. It is always possible, right? So and Lego Horizon, like, who cares? That game is such garbage, but whatever. They'll probably take it and put it on there. The one that they were rumored. I like the Lego games if they're Lego games, but unfortunately that was not a Lego game.
True.
So what's the one that was in discussions? Was that Days Gone or Returnal? It was one of those, right? I can't remember which. I think it might have been Returnal or something, right?
I think it's Returnal.
Yeah,
there was some rumors of that in the works. And that would be a good announcement. Hey, you know what? Whatever. That's coming to Game Pass or something like that. It's releasing blah blah blah, whatever, sometime 2026. Fine. That would be an interesting thing to announce. But the only thing is, like, is that going to sway anybody in that region? So you have to think about things that would be of value to that region to bring them to the Xbox ecosystem or the platform. And so I'm not sure if any of those announcements help. I think what helps is saying, yeah, we're getting mainline games now day and date on our platform. So like those kind of announcements from big publishers out there, if they could get another like Wu Chang or something along those lines, partner on the Black Myth. What's the next one? It's not Wukong. It's whatever the whatever the next one is, right?
The one she's riding the animal.
Yeah, so the second one, if they have some sort of partnership there, right, instead of partnering with
Zhu Yang, I think, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah, exactly, right. So that would be a fantastic thing to pick up. That's the kind of thing they need to go after, right, and surprise us with other Asian content. And so I don't know if like the promotion of Minakato is something that was sort of very recent. They haven't done anything, or she's been kind of doing it and now is being recognized that you really are kind of heading the Asian market, not just the Japan market. And if that's the case, maybe there's already stuff in the works, right, to bring over content, which would be great. And look, they have traditionally put a lot of these kind of games day one in Game Pass, right? We've gotten a lot of these great announcements of day one Game Pass games from the Asian market. So I'd look forward to seeing some of those kind of things. So yeah, that'd be great. Some of the older games could come to Game Pass as well. Those are good announcements as well. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I would expect. The craziest thing would be we've acquired. Like, that would be the craziest thing.
Yep.
I don't think that would happen, but if if that happened, oh my god. But that would be like a crazy announcement. So yeah, outside of that, like we already know about Forza. Could they have some shadow drop? Yes, they could. There could be a smaller game that they could just be ready to shadow drop, something like that, or something else is in the works. I would love to have like a Ninja Gaiden 4 like ridiculous moment. Like what? You have what now? So that would be really, really cool to see. But again, I don't want to set expectations to something ridiculous. Forza Horizon 6 alone is a pretty big announcement.
Oh yeah.
Let's get the hardware pricing. Let's get that done. Even more crazy would be if they announced Project Magnus at TGS. That would be really crazy.
Yep.
But hey, the crazier things have happened. So we will see, right? So plenty of potential there. And of course, they still have to go through the slate of things that for us will be a repeat, but for that market is new, right? They want to go through all the stuff that they own and will be putting out, right? So you got Outer Worlds, you got Call of Duty, all that stuff that's, Keeper, all that stuff, right? So all that stuff is probably going to be there because, hey, we're putting this out, right? So, you're going to see those repeats from our perspective, but it's going to be for that market. So I fully expect to see all of that. But yeah, I'm hoping for some cool little nuggets. We'll see what they are. How many things are still left that aren't coming over, that haven't already been brought over. We'll see. Another really crazy one would be if what's that Marvel Tokon, that PlayStation fighting game that they decide, hey, you know what, we're gonna multiply with that, and because it is literally a competition game, why not bring that over to Xbox and Switch, and they put that out there. That would be fantastic. Neither Nintendo, well, no, so Sony's gonna be there, and they do actually have that one, I think, on the docket. I think that game is on the docket. But I don't think Nintendo is there, correct? I don't remember seeing them in that list. So, but either way, that would be something to see. The other thing they could do is actually announce some games for Switch 2. They could just say, hey, Switch 2 just came out for all of you, Asian, community players who want to play on Switch 2. Here's a whole bunch of games that are coming to the Switch 2. Enjoy, right? So we've had one announcement so far, which I think was Indie, coming to Switch 2. It's time to get the other ones. So we'll see what happens there. So those are the kind of things I would see. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. It's not too bad for me at 6 a.m. in the morning. That's not bad. Like I usually get up around that anyway. So I can probably pull that off and watch it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's fascinating, to say the least. But I less than a year ago, we had no idea that Ninja Gaiden 4 was even in the works at all. And surprise, surprise. And even a bigger surprise was who else is working with them, right?
Platinum Games.
Platinum. Yeah. What? Wow. That's
Ninja
crazy.
Gaiden Black 2 comes out the same day as the Dev Direct, and it's boom right there, and shadow dropped right in, and into Game Pass, and
then the Sega announcement, the Tokyo Game Show 2025 lineup of things that they're going to have at the show, and then there's 4 blanks. Hargeet.
Yeah, can't wait for the 4 blanks to come. Be filled in. Lots of fun things.
Yeah, that's right. King Webb and a couple other people have said that what is this big Sega announcement? Well, I mean this is just one company's things.
There was the leak already. I don't know if you guys about the Yakuza.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that I guess RGG they I guess had their, I think it was Yakuza. I can't remember I think it was Yakuza, that the next Yakuza game's coming out. They leaked it on their own website for like a second, and then they took it down. So yeah, that's supposedly coming.
So that would be the actual successor to Infinite Wealth.
Let me see. Let me see exactly
They had
what
the
it
pirate
was.
one, right? Which I think is just kind of a side
Yeah.
game, right? It's not a main line.
Yeah, so I saw that. Sorry, give me one quick. Oh, it was Yakuza Kiwami 3.
Okay, so that's a redux of or remaster, right? Of
Yeah.
3.
Of 3. They're gonna redo it, and I guess that
that's cool. That's actually cool.
Yeah, because that's actually, in my opinion, not the worst one, but it's such a slog. If you guys have ever played it, it did not age well. Especially after you played, 0, 1, and Kiwami 1 and 2. Yeah, it's 3. I'm
Going
really
back to
glad
the
they're
old
remaking that.
interface, and
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of need to redo the other ones as well. 4, 5, and 6 would be good as well. But yes, the Sega acquisition would be freaking awesome.
That would be great.
I don't think it's happening, but
Square Enix would be another good purchase. I'm just saying.
No, Sega.
Well, either one. But we haven't heard from in a while is Kingdom Hearts from Square. It's a big time to mention that. It's time for an update, don't you think?
I don't know if Square is on the list. Are they doing stuff there? If they are, they are.
They'll. They definitely have a presence there as far as on the docket.
There's definitely going to be other announcements, right? So
maybe Persona 6.
If they announce that on the Xbox stage, that'd be awesome. But Sega could announce it themselves, right? And that's great. Yeah, that could be one of the games. So I guess we got one of them is Kiwami 3 out of the 4 coming soons. And so Persona 6 would make sense. Kind of about time for that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
we definitely want to hear this. Just saying. And actually been hearing a lot of that. Have you guys played the demo yet for the racing game?
No, I have not.
Pretty good. You should play the demo. It's free to download and play, and it's faster than Mario Kart. Just saying. Just saying. I'll let you get this super chat there. Actually, we did member up.
Yeah, we have
Bunty
member for 22 months.
Thank you, Bunty. Oh, he's so awesome.
And then RC Polygons, $10. Xbox is pumping out a lot of news. We are getting COD multiplayer trailer on the 22nd, then Zombies on the 24th, then Xbox TGS on the 25th, Minecraft Live on the 27th, COD next on 30th, then Black Ops 7 beta. Don't we already have 7? Is that not the one or is that the one coming out? Black Ops 6 is the one we already have. 7 is the new one, right? Yeah. Yep. So Black Ops 7 beta. Yep. Man, it is a lot. Yeah. And all the while, we're hitting October where they have is it 3 games coming out in October?
I think so.
Craziness.
Yeah. Gosh,
when does Keeper come out?
October.
I think it's October, right? Yeah. So those are the 3. So it's Ninja Gaiden, Outer Worlds, and Keeper. And then November is COD, right? So,
we still got coming out this month. We still got Silent Hill F. It's coming real soon.
The 25th, I think.
Yeah.
I was just saying first party, but yeah, there's still games coming this year. The rest of the year, there's still a lot of stuff coming. So. Yeah,
and maybe a surprise game from Microsoft that still hasn't been announced yet.
It's a possibility. It's always a possibility.
Speculation. But RC Polygons, thank you so much for that super chat. I do appreciate that greatly. So guys, what do you think? Think it's gonna be a good show?
I think it'll be fun as long as we enjoy it, right? And it's like you don't go over expecting things. It's just enjoy it for what it is.
And you got to remember, this isn't Tokyo Game Show isn't for us, the Western audience. It's for Asia, and so what we may find interesting, isn't going to be the same as what they may find interesting, how they present and things like that. So I think it'll be fun. I think it's good. I mean, I love the Japan culture. I love Japan games and things like that. So I'll definitely enjoy it for sure. But I think some people might expect this to be like an E3 kind of presentation. It's like, this is why they're having it at 3 a.m. my time. It's not for Western audiences.
Yeah. Yep.
Or they're not marketing to Western audiences, I should say.
I agree. So yeah, that's sorry, I like that comment's pretty funny. So yeah, I think it's going to be a big show, and Hargeet, I always like to throw a little salt at the end of the show sometimes when we have a little bit to throw in there. And there was this comment, and this is a very prominent YouTuber that is also let's see, a Nintendo guy, and he had these interesting comments. I don't know if you've all heard this or not, but this is just a few days ago, and this is what he had to say about the amazing Nintendo Switch 2, which I have one. Hargeet has one. Cork, do you have one?
Nope.
Nope, that's all right. But we both have one, and I think it's a good, solid system. But something in his reality is a little off. But let you guys hear for yourself as to what you think he's missing in his summary.
Look at PlayStation. Look at Xbox, for Christ's sake. There's nothing for Xbox at all. PlayStation's doing nothing. They release one game every quarter.
Yeah.
And we have like 5 games coming from Nintendo themselves before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Then Zelda and Pokemon and Tamagotchi Life and everything coming at the start of next year. There's so much. And it's like, yes, we all want F-Zero. We all want Star Fox. We all want Animal Crossing. Give it a rest. Nintendo, they just launched this console 3 months ago, and they've already given us a brand new Mario Kart, a brand new Donkey Kong, and almost every single main IP they have has a game that's almost ready to come out, other than a couple. They showed Fire Emblem today, a brand new Fire Emblem, which like people love Fire Emblem, and people are still like, oh, well, I didn't get a new Chibi Robo game. These things will happen. Animal Crossing will happen. F-Zero might. I don't know if F-Zero will happen because I don't know if Nintendo cares. We have 8 more years of this console. Don't rush. Take it slow. Life is precious.
People
you know?
don't know how to do that anymore because look at how streaming is. You get an entire show dumped on you in a day.
I know.
You don't have to wait for anything anymore. Think about how you feel when you order something from Amazon and it's going to come 2 days from now. You go, ugh, we've been conditioned to get everything now.
All right, now listen to this first part again. This first part. Just this part right here.
Look at PlayStation. Look at Xbox, for Christ's sake. There's nothing.
What? There's nothing. Hargeet, there's nothing. What are we even doing here?
Living in an alternate universe, and they just don't care. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. I like this. Quit talking shit and look at this. Just this year alone, Avowed, South of Midnight, Dune: The Dark Ages, Indiana Jones, Aura, Age of Mythology.
Weren't those last year though?
What's that?
Aura and Age. I think those are. I think maybe
they were this year. I think that they were early this year.
Yep.
Were they? Okay.
Yep. And Gears Reloaded. That's this year.
Even
Grounded 2 this year. Yeah. I know, right?
Age, wow. I thought those were last year, but yeah, well, it's crazy.
Yeah. And we're not done yet. So anyway, I just thought I had to bring that up because that's just a little like, what? Oh, goodness. Sometimes salt goes both ways, I guess, but somebody needs to sit him down and have a little talk.
Theoretically, you could add all the other things like Oblivion Remastered and there's the Hexen, whatever it was. There's like 14 or 16 first-party games. Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, on and on and on. And there's so many, and then you still have all the new ones coming: Keeper, Outer Worlds, all that.
Yep.
Ninja Gaiden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just a little Ninja Gaiden game coming out.
And then there's this minor little thing called Call of Duty. Stupid little game. Nobody's heard of that.
Nah,
nobody plays Call of Duty.
Nobody's heard of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to just destroy us if they get it, though. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Anyway. But yeah. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us today, man. We're having a little fun, a little salt at the end. Man, what a great show. Thank you all so much for being here. At peak, we had over 200 people here watching us live. Guys, thanks again. Thanks to everybody for watching us, for tuning in, listening. If you're listening back later, thanks again to Pixelbit G for joining us earlier. And of course, thank you for Corkenstein for being here as always. Cork, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you and where they can find you on social media and show the stuff that you got going on.
Yeah, big thanks to you guys. As always, love talking with you, Web, Dave, and Hargeet, any chance I can. Big shout out to your chat as well for the awesome discussions and stuff. I saw a lot of great chat in there and talked to some of them as well. As for me, you can find me on social media. Where is it? Right there at the Corkenstein on Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. I'm more active on Twitter, honestly. I need to start posting on Blue Sky, or at least find an app that can do multiple posts on all my socials. That'd be great. Other than that, you can find me every Friday on Breakfast with Boom, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Or 7 a.m. Pacific, whatever Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time there. As far as my own show, I think Game Pass Gumbo, we're going to do a Borderlands kind of discussion, talk about some news from TGS for Game Pass Gumbo. We're going to have that this coming Saturday. So be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Nice. Again, Corkenstein, thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate it. Love your insight, and can't wait to hang out with you again next year in June at the show, because I'm coming back. Yeah.
Let me know. Like I said, I'll be the Uber. I don't mind. Like, just let me know. I'll pick everybody up again.
And this Tesla's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. Wah.
Well, it doesn't go wah. It just goes.
Yeah, exactly. Warp speed.
Right?
I put in my own sound effects, Hargeet.
It's an engine. There's
There's
no combustion, right?
No,
Nope.
I think I still have WebDave's fingerprints in my shit bar from holding on to the side of the the door right there.
What? No. Oh, I just passed out.
You have the crazy mode, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
The light speed? No, I don't have the light speed.
Goodness. Well, with that said, too, Hargeet, please tell everybody where they can reach out to you. The multiple shows and podcasts that you're on, and thank you for being blessed for blessing us with you being here, and as well as your book and everything else that you got going on. Please tell them.
Yep. So they're right there. Book is shop.chani.us. YouTube, it's Hargeet Chani 1. And if you want to check me out with Boom on Wednesday at 7 p.m. US Eastern Time, it'll be right before all the madness of TGS. I don't know if anything will leak by then. We'll probably talk about it, but I'm sure there'll be fun things to talk about. And then on Friday with C Money and Doodle, that'll be after the show. So check that out at 8 p.m. US Eastern Time, 8-ish p.m. on Point for Gamers, and then with Fonz on 6 p.m. US Eastern Time on Saturday, Fonz Gaming, and then we'll be back to talk about all that stuff. Obviously, all that, by then, hopefully, a lot of things will be wrapped up. So next week's show will definitely have a lot to talk about with TGS. Hopefully, there'll be a lot of cool announcements and stuff, and see who got to pre-order their ROG. So, check that out.
Exactly. Again, guys, please, if you don't mind, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. If you don't mind, it doesn't cost you anything to click the subscribe button. And we do a show every Sunday. The only show we don't do is a Super Bowl Sunday, because who'd watch? I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl. Let's see who will be in it this year. Could be interesting. But we should shout out our friends at the Iron Lords who, we had King David on yesterday, and they will be out there, and check out their content. They're going to be posting a lot of stuff. Definitely check out their channel. If you haven't subscribed to Iron Lords, I don't know what the heck you're doing. Definitely subscribe to the Iron Lords channle, but they're going to be out there, and they'll give us a direct view of what's going on, and how everything is out there while they're having fun with the Tokyo Game Show and the Tokyo Arena, the whole area of Japan, where they're going to go around and do all the fun gamer stuff that I'm sure all of us would love to do. So exactly.
Definitely check out all the content they're putting up.
Good call, Hargeet. I appreciate you bringing that up. And he was our guest yesterday on a special edition of the show we did, and of course they did a lot of crazy things, which Hargeet instigated a lot of, which I have to give him some credit for that, which was awesome. That glizzy suit. I'm just saying, that was all thanks to Hargeet and his donations and wonderful prodding him in.
And then we had the Cog all dressed up as Koopa. I think it had him in the collar with the tail.
Yep. Another Hargeet original. Exactly. But they did one of the little things they did that they actually. So we'll play this little clip here for you. One of the last little things that they did, but before they're getting on a plane tomorrow, it's going to be great. But just a little bit from the king and themselves. One of the things that they did in just on the road to the Tokyo show.
The Glizzy Masters is right there. You got to watch him. Because that guy's a notorious glizzy eater. You got to watch him. Nah. Yo, you notice how ain't nobody here? Very early, right? Very good. So AJ, how you feel going to your first IMAX? How you feel? Don't look at it. Look at him. He gotta act like he don't know what's going on. Yeah, he gonna be in a first giant screen. All right, yo, let's go next.
Anyway, shout out to King, the Iron Lords, all of the Iron Lords that are going to be there live, and looking forward to all their coverage. It's going to be great. So please tune in for that. Great show yesterday. If you get a chance, you want to watch that, check that out. Go ahead, read it, Hargeet.
Mr. Xbox, the Glizzy Gobbler one would say. Jesus.
Oh, goodness. The things that they did to entertain us. And for that, we greatly appreciate that very much. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be back next week with a big breakdown and a big panel talking about all the things that happened, the big blowout, and maybe the fallout of the Tokyo Game Show. We shall see. We shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining us here on the Gamers Council.
If you like this video, please hit the like button.
Game over.